husband died at the age of 33 following a really short illness, and our children were 3 and 5 at the time.
My kids were 2 and 3 years old when my wife died. She died of breast cancer. That was 11 years ago that she died.
My husband died in November of 2006. He had a seizure in his sleep. It was very unexpected, and we weren't prepared in any way for it.
So he was sick for about 2.5 weeks, and after he died, I was devastated and really not sure I was going to live through the day, much less the rest of my life.
He died on November 9th, and then his funeral was the following week, and then we had been talking about having a baby, and I was a little concerned that I might be pregnant, and so I did a pregnancy test the week after the funeral and found out that I was pregnant the week after his funeral. So
I initially just started picturing a place like this where I could come and rest and be understood and maybe talk with some other people who had gone through something similar. I was just desperately looking for other people, and you don't hear about people who are widowed in their 30s unless you really ask around.
I was a guy who thought I was never, I'd never seen a therapist. I had never been in a support group. I never thought I'd ever want or need that. Somebody told me about the Healing Center, about this group of young widows, and it saved my life.
it's been huge for me to not feel alone and not feel like you're the only person this has happened to. You're the only one trying to raise kids on your own all of a sudden as a single parent when you didn't choose to be a single parent.
The most important thing I got from the Healing Center was being around other people who were going through the same thing at the same time. If you have a place to go and it can accommodate both your needs and your kids, it's the best of all worlds, because when you're that widow with kids, they're with you all the time. You can bring your kids with you and know that they're getting helped with their grief at the same time you are. It's wonderful, and that's what we offer.
My name's Julia, and my dad died when I was 7.
I'm Sarah, and my dad died.
I think it's been great for my girls too, for the same reasons, for them to not feel like they're alone, for them to realize, oh, this happens, it's awful, but it happens to lots of people.
So we're going to do some painting today. Have you guys done any ceramic painting before? Who wants to tell us about one of the stars that they're painting?
And how that they're so bright that we can see them, but they're really bright.
What kind of reminds me of who's died, that they're not here anymore, but we still hold their memory in our heart. We still remember them. It's kind of like the stars.
And it's still very bright.
They're still very bright, exactly.
The women and men that work here are great and are just so caring and know the right way to talk to them about it and know the right words to use so that they can talk to. And
when you have lots and lots of feelings and you don't know what to do with them, what happens for people sometimes? We explode them out sometimes. And does that work very well, Sarah? It doesn't. So maybe you guys could all say something you do that helps you feel better.
I sometimes try to just do something else and get my mind off.
You do.
Express them to my stuffed animals in my room.
Bam!
Well, I read and sometimes just rest and think.
Kids, when they have a parent die at such an early age, they have many developmental stages yet to go through. And every time they get to a new developmental stage, they have an enhanced capacity to process and understand the fact that their mother died. A new form of grieving. And it's really cool to have a place where they can come when they need it.
she was born on July 23rd, so just 4 weeks ago. Her name's Hope. Hope Mary Evelyn.
Such is the way of the world, you can never know just where to put all your faith and
hard for me to even begin to describe what I see today, but mainly what I see is families finding a place where they can actually have a few minutes of peace, and they're talking about the person they love. They're connecting with other parents and other kids. You know, I see a big extended family of people, and I see miracles happening.